Hello everybody, Jack here on this glorious Sunday, bringing you some of the very first snippets of gameplay information and art from Star Wars Battlefront. IGN have released a single piece of concept art accompanied with some lovely words from Niklas Fegraeus, who was the design director on the game. As you can see here, it's a beautiful image, very high resolution. We've got the two rebels on the left there taking cover behind a tree. One of them are female, playable female characters in the game perhaps, that'd be pretty neat. It looks like they're holding a blaster pistol and scoped rifle trying to flank the ATST firing into the forest there. I presume you'll be able to pilot these as well as speeder bikes. You can actually see one exploding in the background there. Two stormtroopers of course, one holding a rifle, the other a thermal detonator aka grenade. And then finally in the background there you can just about see some Ewok tree platforms, or it looks like part of an Ewok village. And I think it's safe to presume that this is the forest moon of Endor, looking at the clothes that the rebels are wearing and the environment, the speeder bikes. And I think I remember DICE saying that this game is actually set during the original trilogy of Star Wars. And by original I mean episodes 4 to 6, which was A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Definitely some epic locations in those films which would look great on the Frostbite engine, Tatooine, Hoth. It just makes me very excited thinking about the potential and the possibilities of interplanetary combat. And just seeing this image can actually lead us to some assumptions about the new Battlefront. Perhaps we're going to have asymmetric factions and classes. Obviously the Rebels and the Empire are very different in terms of their scale, their personnel, their equipment, vehicles, weapons, etc. So I'm quite interested to see how DICE are going to handle this and how it's going to be addressed and balanced in the game. As I mentioned earlier in the IGN article, Niklas also has the following to say. The scale of our maps and modes offer a great variety. Depending on the location, Hoth, where the Rebel Alliance fought off invading AT-ATs in snowy plains, will differ in size than the dense woodland of Endor. We've actually made the decision to specifically tailor certain maps to certain game modes, and what we get from that is not only incredibly varied scales, but also gameplay that will allow players to live out some of their most memorable Star Wars battle fantasies. And this of course is good, it's very good. Specific maps for specific game modes, that's what DICE are good at doing. In BF3 and BF4, every map on every game mode didn't work out great. Rush was terrible. In BF4 for example, it just felt like it was plonked down in an area of the conquest maps. So tailoring game modes to specific maps allows for better design and just a better gameplay experience in my opinion. Niklas goes on to say they're now using an internally developed photogrammetry system to allow incredible levels of detail, so perhaps this game will turn out looking significantly different to BF3 and BF4. And finally, we've been showing the game to some close partners, and one of the things we hear is that it doesn't feel like other shooters and that it's fully born from Star Wars. That really strikes a chord with me and the team, as that's exactly the emotion and feeling we're going for, and we can't wait to show the world more this spring. So soon, perhaps even at GDC San Francisco in March, we'll get to see some actual gameplay of Battlefront, which of course would be awesome. There's a rumour going around online at the moment that a 15-minute gameplay video is going to be shown at the GDC conference, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Next up, a little bit of BF4 news. The official work-in-progress version of Nighttime Siege of Shanghai was supposed to be released in the latest version of CTE, but DICE LA had some problems with the build and as such had to delay it. But Tiggy, David Serland, actually posted some screenshots of it on the CTE subreddit for everyone to look at. It's not quite as dark as I'd imagined in my head, and apparently they've moved the C flag from the top of the skyscraper to the bottom and deactivated the elevators, which is an interesting choice, and I'm sure we'll actually be able to play that soon, possibly next week, if they manage to fix the build or whatever the problem is. Also, the UCAV, the bane of many Battlefield players' existence, has finally been nerfed in BF4 CTE along with the mortar. The changes are as follows. When you spawn in with the UCAV, you have to wait 60 seconds before you get any ammo for it. And as for the mortar, 30 seconds after spawning in before you get ammo. So this means that no more UCAV spam at the start of a rush round, for example, or sending UCAVs across the map at the start of a conquest, or chain link rounds for multi-kills where everyone is bunching up around flags. This is a brilliant change and it essentially fixes the problem with the UCAV. It won't be such a regular occurrence now to get killed by it. Most players aren't even alive for 60 seconds after all. And that's almost everything for today's video. Just a reminder that tomorrow I'm dropping the bomb on Battlefield Hardline footage at 1400 GMT, which is 0600 PST. I'm releasing 3 Hardline videos with a load of gameplay that looks at new gadgets, weapons, mechanics, explosions, Michael Bay, everything basically. I've tried to cover it all. So if you're interested in that, tune in, check it out, be there or be square. Thanks for watching, guys, and apologies for my voice. Man flu tightens its deadly grip on me. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.